Hey guys, it's Spoot with Fort Misery Gaming. We're talking about nightmares and Sinoalice today, and I have a guest today. Some of you may know him from Peanut. Some of you may know him from Remnant. He is the man of the hour, the ball buster of both guilds, and he's not here to fuck spiders. So it's Alicia.
Hey, what up?
Or are you here to fuck spiders? I always forget how that one goes.
Nah, definitely not here to fuck spiders.
All
Not here to
right,
mess around.
all right, good. There will be no spider fucking today. There will probably be more f bombs today than some of you are prepared for, but it's the spirit of the month. It's Thanksgiving. We've all got COVID. It's fucking time. So, I haven't done a Nightmare List update since right before Cecilia came out, so we're talking about 2.5 months. When we were still running with Zengang. We are in Elite currently, me and Fort both are, and Alicia is one of the main shot callers both for sort of gridding and for Nightmare Theory, so I figured it was important to bring someone insanely more intelligent about the subject than I was. You can acknowledge or deny, it doesn't matter, I'm still saying it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, all right. I'll take it. So instead of going into the Excel spreadsheet that me and Yuppie worked on last time, we're going to just kind of do a brief tier list of all of the major L's and a couple of the SS's and maybe an A or two that are useful. You'll see them at the bottom of the screen. We're just kind of going to go left to right in order. We're not doing that Japanese reading shit. Get your moon runes out of here, guys. All right. So first up is I forget this woman's name.
Blanc. Or
Oh,
Blanc.
it's Blanc. Yeah. So she is the one that nukes instrument usage for your enemy.
Yep. The skill is World of Silence, and it's tier 3, and it massively reduces the effectiveness of enemy instrument skills.
And the too long didn't read for that essentially is, as we've had this conversation, is it doesn't do anything.
I mean, it could have a use if in the future we get gear swaps and gonna rearguard go heavy for, say, instrument shinma. There could be a time that you want to use Blanc. But in the current meta, where there isn't that, it's just does nothing for your team and only takes slight away from their team. So it's not worth.
It's not even a diminishing return. It's just barely a return, which is
Pretty much.
I don't even honestly like looking at the numbers. It may not even be a return, which sucks. But because she's got a cool design, like the actual Nightmare looks good, but just nothing.
Yeah,
currently.
it's just a lackluster skill, really, which is unfortunate.
Well, and it's crazy too, because like we had mentioned this off camera. Like I really like the skill, it just doesn't fucking.
Yeah, it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Like if it stopped all instrument casts,
Oh,
like that's
God.
something else.
Yeah, they would have to be real careful about that. But that's actually a good mechanical plan. If you just turned instruments off for like 45 seconds, like what do you fucking do?
Yeah, just suddenly like, oh god, we are going down. Like we are losing attack, we're losing defense, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, that might honestly that would make these guys almost it auto
Too strong.
includes. Yeah,
Which is the problem. Like
It's
the
such
only
a-
counter to that would be like seeing it be ready to summon and shipping them the second it procs.
yeah.
So it would be their whole time wasted.
It's just that one's fucking crazy because like how there's no way to really balance around that. Like it's really hard because you're either making it useless or too hard and there's no or too good and there's no in between.
Pretty much.
So that's Blanc. Well, go ahead and yank her buddy out of here. Where's Diablos? There he is. So he's the same thing for tomes. They're just too specific. If again, they just don't do anything. And if they did more, they would probably be too strong. So
Pretty much. But at least Diablos has like the 5th highest total CP in the game.
he is.
So that's nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like.
He's a chunky boy.
Yeah, he's a big old boy. He's like 5,300 at 80.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good God, he's a big old man, and he's I think he's stat spread is pretty even across the board too. I think he's 1,300 each.
Yeah, he's the same as Eris essentially.
Yeah.
Just flat across the board. 4 less total points as Eris.
Yeah, because the crazy thing about Blanc is she's very
Actually, a lot lower on the list.
yeah, but she's physical heavy.
based.
Yeah, she's like got 500 points over her magic stats, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, so for a physical based Vanguard, actually still useful to have in the grid, but That's pretty much her only
Yeah,
use.
as far as casting, not so good. We've got
Complete waste.
ye old Cecilia, who I feel is probably still one of the most summonable ones.
I would say
Like-
it depends where. In the higher guilds, like, she has a use, but she's not a guaranteed summon.
So probably very useful.
I would say very useful, yeah. Definitely not a must include.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know what she does, the way she reads is massively raise physical attack and magical attack for all surviving frontline allies. Does this count buffing? I believe this one doesn't.
No, so this is just a flat percentage of your attack and physical attack that you're buffed.
Yeah, she's
normally
like,
ends up being around
Emil,
about
right?
3 tiers of in-game stats.
Yeah, because her and Emil have a very similar thing. They just give you an attack stat and tell you to go fucking wild.
Yeah, Emil is the physical version and gives an extra 5%, but it's only physical.
Oh,
CC's
yeah.
benefit is it's both.
Yeah, and physical right now is in kind of the shitter, so...
No half nightmare that's physical, therefore not
Yeah.
meta and bad.
Well, next month we should be seeing Hammer, I think?
I can't tell you honestly. I don't know what they're doing at this point.
Well, I mean, so far the rotation has been correct. They did magic attack first, physical attack second, and then they did support third. I think it was tome, instrument, staff, and then orb, but I'm not 100%.
I mean, Orb wouldn't come out till way later, but just because it wasn't even released in Japan.
Yeah,
for a
because
long
it
time.
was like 2 or 3 years out. But then we also have like the half sins and all of that stuff too. We have all the elemental ones coming
Yeah,
out,
there's
so
lots of weird shiny stuff coming.
There's tons of shit. We haven't even cracked open that can halfway. So Cecilia, not a must include, but arguably very, very high.
Still very useful for certain spots where you need to manipulate the summon times or nightmare times. And if you do not have strong buffers, she's a good sub-in.
Yeah, if you tend to be sorc heavy instead of menstrual heavy, or your menstruals just aren't really carrying weight, she can be a lifesaver.
Or if you expect to lose a tome shinma,
Yeah,
you can't switch out in time.
yeah, you gotta do.
Chuck an extra CC buff on her.
You gotta do something to catch up somehow to stop the bleed. All right, we've got Digitalis. Her ability is Cry the Damned, massively reduce the effectiveness of enemy water attacks. It stops working when your life force is less than half of the enemies.
I think you should have made another tier, and it just says trash tier.
Oh,
Because this is where Digitalis belongs.
shit, can we do another one? Shit.
I'll explain why you worked that out. But it also is a mild water repellent. So if the whole enemy team was running water, then it would be okay. But that's not a thing, at least not currently. And you just wouldn't you only get a reduce in damage taken. You get no benefit to your own buffs or your own vanguard. It's literally just, okay, we're not going to take some damage.
Yeah, and generally the benefit you get from it isn't high enough to even bother casting it if you are close most of the time. I very rarely, early on when she was the only way to really get ahead, there were cases for her, but there's nothing. She doesn't do anything in the game right now that is even worth casting her.
It's even worse right now,
Yeah.
thanks to the elements just not revolving around water.
Yeah.
If it also reduced the effects of water support skills as well,
Oh, absolutely. She'd be significantly
at least it would be
better.
more useful.
Yeah, she
But
is,
even so, currently it would still be trash because everything revolves around fire and wind at the moment.
Yeah, it is not great. Oh, I've cut things off. I gotta fix it. I messed up, boys. What is that, 280?
Shouldn't have told you to change it on the fly.
I did it. We all right. We did it. We good. The final tier is feck off, spelled Feck. That's very important. I'm not putting the other one on YouTube because then they'll yell at me more. Not that they yell at
that's
me
probably a
now, but
mistake.
you know.
Still think you should go on trash tier, but you do you.
It's fine. What are they gonna do? Take my money? They already do. They've taken plenty. Along with Digitalis, we have Elza, who does the same thing but for fire.
Yep.
So her overall usefulness is exactly the same.
Slightly more thanks to fire meta. Still not nearly enough to do anything.
Yeah, she's just... The numbers aren't good. So it just kind of nukes any ability she has to be useful.
And there isn't a gacha wind version at the moment, I don't think.
No, I don't think we're going to see that one for another couple months, honestly. That one didn't come out till almost the anniversary, if I remember right. But now we're getting into some cool shit. So we got Dryas. So
yeah,
top. For those of you that don't understand how Dryas works, she's like UFO, she's like Shadow Lord. Massively increases the effect of wind skills while increasing the fire damage inflicted by enemies. It sounds weird.
Double-edged sword.
I mean, kind of.
I mean, you do take more damage.
You
do. It's just fact.
But
and if you do use her into their fire summon, you're suddenly taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's good to use them reactively when you know they can't counter you. Because you don't want to telegraph this, because they will... They'll throw an Oogaloo or something down, and you're just like, all right, well, fuck.
Yeah, you're eating a lot of fire damage. Too much. Yeah. Early game, it's still possible because the combo isn't high enough for you to wipe even from like that extra fire damage you're taking.
Yeah.
But the real key to Dryas being amazing is the fact wind is prevalent. Wind is prevalent as heals. Wind is prevalent as buffs, wind is prevalent as debuffs, and weapons, it's like an even spread between fire and wind.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like she is in such a sweet spot right now. Like there
most rearguard magic stuff is wind based, and we're in a magic meta. Therefore, Dryas is queen of the nightmares.
Yeah, she's reigning quite supreme, which is kind of wild. We've got Emil, who I think has probably fallen into probably not right now. He does have a place when physical is stronger, but right now he just doesn't do much.
Pretty much. Having just a straight physical buff at the moment is just not what is necessary.
Yeah, no, we had talked about this too. Like no physical nightmares means, or no physical
half nightmare class is no physical buffs.
Yeah, you're just losing value on him. We've got Eris. I think
I wanted to make Eris work.
I think she had a place when the only thing you could really counter Ogre with was making sure your healers could keep up. I think that was a good spot, but
I think the opposite. Her use is at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, to just keep you on top?
No, just so you can build combo quicker, so you can get everything out quicker. Just, churn through abilities and try not to be reloading your grid, essentially.
Yeah.
I think her use will come back when combo weapons drop.
Yeah.
And when combo grids drop, because they are all about blowing through all your abilities as soon as possible, building as much combo, and then switching grids.
Yeah, that's I have a feeling that's going to be like right now she kind of falls under the probably not. I think I agree. Like
I've tried. She does not have a use. Like she just doesn't. She doesn't do enough.
I think she had more use like at the point I made this kind of video the last time. So like 2 months ago, I don't think there were
That's
enough...
just because there wasn't other stuff to cast.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I don't think there was enough to be like, oh, well, you have to cast something. We'll throw Eris in.
It's actually where she sat. She sat at the beginning of fights because you're like, well, we don't need anything else currently. Fuck it.
Yeah. We've got Fafnir, who is Combustive Blessing, massively increase the effectiveness of fire skills for all allies. He's essentially just baby Oogaloo, isn't he?
Yeah, he's free to play Oogaloo.
Yeah, so like he's a conquest.
Oogaloo.
Yeah, he's.
I started saying you said it.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
they're made up words, man. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. All words are made up. You can't use that.
Yes, you can.
No. What? Anyway, yeah. Essentially, if you don't have Ugalu, you have to run. Is this one Fafnir and the other
Yeah,
one's
this
Fenrir?
yeah, this one's Fafnir. So he is a conquest one, so you do have to sort of grind him out to get him. He's decent. Like, it sucks if you don't have Ugalu, but he's still pretty good. So like, I would put him in arguable, mostly because he's grindable, so you don't have to worry about the gotcha system kind of screwing you on him. But unfortunately, he has a better counterpart.
No, see, yeah, this is why he is a free to play supplement.
Yeah.
That is the only reason you use him.
Yeah, because his stats
Because
are
he costs 200 SP. You have to farm him to even get him max limit break, and he uses a core to become L and give the tier 3 fire, which you do not want to be using.
Yeah, that's a shit place to be in.
That is the same for all of these gacha nightmares, non-gacha nightmares. Sorry, like all the ones that require a core to be L'd, they're normally not worth it.
Oh,
So you can chuck Faenir next to him.
That's that boy, I believe. We did mess up. There is the wind half off, like Digitalis. Her name is Farah.
Yeah, Farah.
I forgot she even existed.
That's because she doesn't matter.
That's very true.
And her point totals on the lower end too. She's just nothing special.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. Well, she's 5,200.
Oh, actually, no, she's not too bad. But still.
Yeah, she's just not great. Like,
I think she came out on a banner no one cared about. Like, if someone got her, no one cared.
Yeah, I mean, that tends to be the problem most of the time. We've got our big old boy, Freeze Golem.
No. I would say very useful.
Oh, yeah, I guess water's kind of in a weird way right now. That's fair.
Yeah, exactly that. Like, thanks to meta being fire and wind, water is kind of fallen off. It has no use for rear guard apart from maybe healing. And Vanguard have just got more and more fire and wind weapons.
Yeah, that's fair. I hadn't actually thought about that. But it makes sense. Makes sense.
It's useful to throw at the beginning if you don't have any other elemental nightmares that you don't want to waste, essentially. But at least that's how I see it.
No, I mean that.
So Lindworm and Ugalu here, they're going in must includes.
Yeah, they're too good. Like,
too good.
Oh, they're so good. Like, originally Ugalu was, hey, most of your minstrel buffs are red, so like you slam him down and you watch your numbers hit 20 real fucking fast.
A lot of the multi-down attacks are red
for sorcs.
Sorcerers.
Yeah, that's always been crazy to me, but they're really good. We've got Mount Archelon.
So him and Ogre can both go in must includes. If you don't have one, you have to have the other.
Do we have an Ogre in here, or do we just have...
Yeah, it's next. It's second on the list.
Is that him?
That's Little Ogre Man.
God, he always looks weird to me.
Yeah, the L version, he got a lot of weird growths on his face.
Yeah, he's got a mushroom problem. Well, I don't know if it's a problem. He might like it, but, you know.
I certainly don't. Didn't like having to upgrade him either.
Oh, God.
You do what you do for the guild.
Yeah, no shit. That was man, I spent probably about 6 hours grinding and never got him.
Oh, what?
I never got the second one.
Oh, second one. I think I got 3 total.
I got the one that it gives you, and that was it.
I mean, that's all you need. All you need to do is L the thing, and you get the tier 3 skill.
Yeah,
like, the extra stats would have been nice, but...
Yeah, but for something you're probably going to sit in a grid for a long time, the extra stats are pretty good. But, I mean, he's rotation. He comes back. So it's not like you're not missing out on that one too much if you don't have him already.
No, he's literally in 3 days' time as of this recording, so...
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the third conquest that's coming out, so that's fucking wild.
No, he's second.
Is he the second one? Who's the third one?
The Fire, I think.
Oh, is it Fafnir?
Fafnir.
Oh, shit.
I think so.
Yeah, I need to pay attention more to these events, man.
Yeah, it's blue, green, red, pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, so we got Noin.
But yeah.
Noin.
Hold on, we didn't actually talk about the skill. So the skill...
Oh, okay, yeah, let's talk about the skill. Let's take a minute. Deal. Defiant Roar 3.
Also known as, fuck you, we're losing.
It's the rubber band mechanic of the century.
Thanks to how much attack has scaled compared to defense, like, we haven't got L armor yet. Attack just keeps getting higher and higher with more weapons coming out. Like, if you cannot down a guild with Ogre or Mao or Archelon, then you are just so far behind them, it's not funny. Like, the attack buff you get is ridiculous when you're behind. To a point where even a guild with Vanguards 20 to 30k CP lower than you can possibly still down you.
It's oh man, it's fucking crazy. Like,
it's a big swing.
Yeah, and going from Justice to the tier 3 one is such a huge number post. Like, I've seen people make 600-700k up. Like, if you are on point and they are fighting hard enough and you are even up and you can stay in Ogre as long as humanly possible, oh god, the numbers you can post are stupid.
Yep, it is the key of all strategies. Like, that's why they're both in must include, because if you don't have the 0 SP cost one, you have to have the 200 SP cost one.
Yeah,
it is just...
There's no in between. You have to have one of them.
Mm-hmm. There's no replacement for it.
No, there's really not.
And it is a nightmare for every guild in Grand Colosseum at the moment, because you want to farm efficiently, you want to drop some armor, and then they ship you twice with Ogre because it's that strong.
Yeah, it's in any other PvP game outside of like somebody that just has a lot of personal skill, I have never seen something that all it is hit button, receive, win. Like, Ogre is the most unfair thing in Sinoalice, and I'm not mad at it, but I want everybody to be aware that it is fucking unfair.
I mean, it has ways to be dealt with, as everything does.
It's a little harder, but I agree.
I mean, yeah, for sure, it's not great, but at the same time, it's a minute summon into 2 minutes up.
2 minutes.
Now, you can either make sure you're winning the fight and then let them down you once and down them back because Ogre just won't be in effect anymore.
Yeah.
You can do other strategies as well, which set you up to be put in that position where they're not behind.
Yeah,
like, there are ways to counter it if you just think about it for 2 seconds.
It's the ultimate, if you cast this first, you probably messed up move.
I mean, a little bit. Like, I see teams use it too early and then get shipped 3 times and just have all their points they earned with it taken back.
Yeah.
I see teams use it too late and only have a minute use of it. Like, I see the worst is I saw teams use it over Shinma. I'm like, that's just...
Why would you even bother? Like, you want to... yeah, I get it. It's you want to maximize those the best you can. So, like, I understand.
Yeah, but, that is the king of swing.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's got that big band theory.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
All right, that's enough on him.
So we've got Noen, who... So what she does is she turns down the activation chance of your Colosseum aid skills. I think she is good. I don't think she currently has a spot.
Okay, so Noen did have a spot when Jorm was in use.
Yeah, exactly.
Because her skill was enough to kill Jorms. But with the release of Blue Poppy, it is too strong. Yeah. Blue Poppy's upgrade is too strong for Noen to be an efficient counter towards it. Yeah. So for now, it's just is F off. You can put it back in the bottom.
Oh, you
spot.
Think so?
Like
all right.
Yeah, it's
She's
not
just
even
unusable.
too niche anymore.
I gotcha.
It's just the increase from Poppy is too much for Noen to be an effective counter towards.
Yeah, Poppy changed a lot. Like, the game is very, very different now that Poppy exists.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got who is this? We got Ouroboros.
He is.
I think he's good, but I don't know how good he is.
So, okay, it's the same thing for meta. He's bad because people run magic. People have magic half nightmares.
Oh, is he physical? Oh shit!
He is just physical.
He can get poopied into too niche then. Like, I think eventually he may have a slot, like, especially once...
No, he's not too niche for now. For now, he is probably not, because there are teams that are running physical. Just because it's not the meta doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
Doesn't make him useless.
I hadn't considered, but yeah, because I don't think I've seen anybody ever cast the dude. But I guess if most teams are magical, especially at our tier, it wouldn't make sense anyway. So
Exactly.
yeah,
Very good nightmare against the right team.
yeah, like he's good. He just you have to. It's like I say in a lot of videos when I'm like, check with your guild, figure out what your necessity is, figure out what your niche is, and work that. He's kind of that. If you do enough of your research and like the other,
You work out the enemy runs 5 physical vanguards.
you
he is
windmill
your
slam
best
that
friend.
dude. Yeah, that guy's doing ogre amounts of work on just attack downs.
Yeah, if you're going to be in the lead for the game, save that till minute 4
Yeah,
or minute 5.
ride
Drop
that dude
all their
to
physical
victory.
attack.
Yeah.